Hello everyone and welcome to Mobility Academy. I'm the flexibility guy, Coach Alia, and in this video I want to talk to you about a little tip you can use to improve the stretch on your hip flexors, more in particular on your quads muscles, okay, and on your iliopsoas, okay. But before I start, let me ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're new and turn on the notifications so you'll never miss one of my next videos, okay. With that said, let's start. Alright guys, so now I want to give you a tip you can use to improve the stretch, the sensation of stretch on your quads and iliopsoas, okay, so, which are the muscles here in your anterior part of the leg and also the abs. The iliopsoas is right in here, okay, also, which you can use in every exercise you do to stretch these muscles here, okay. Now we need to understand why this tip will work, okay. So the hip flexors, okay, so you think about the quad like a muscle that does only like this, so it only moves the leg, but it's not like that, okay. They are hip flexors, okay, so they move also the hips, okay. And a lot of people, when they go into a stretch, don't think about the hips, which are a really important part of this stretch, of these kind of stretches, okay, where you try to stretch your hip flexors, okay. Does it make sense? So let me explain to you how it works. So for example, I'm gonna use this stretch as an example because you can feel what I'm talking about here, okay. So you place one knee against the wall like this, one foot against the wall like this, okay. So you make a lunge here. Now you have two main ways to do this exercise here, okay. The first one, which is as like many people do, is you go up like this, okay, and they only try to reach the wall with their head. But watch at my hips, watch at my hips. As you can see, I'm touching the wall with my head, but I have my hips in an anterior pelvic tilt position, which means that I am arching my lower back, okay, and my hips are opened, okay, which is good, is surely good. You can feel the stretch here, okay, but what's like kind of what happens if I close my hips? What does it mean when I close my hips? When I say close your hips, I mean go from this, okay, from this position here where I have my lower back arched into this position here where you really close your hips, as you can see here, okay. So rather than that, you do that, okay. As you can see, it's a movement that happens only in the hips, okay, but it makes a lot of difference also on your legs. Okay, so watch. Rather than staying with my hips opened, from this position here, I want to close the hips. And now, as soon as I close, I can feel the stretch. So also if I'm here, okay. So when I go up, when I climb up the wall, I want to maintain this kind of activation. Okay, so I try always to squeeze my glutes, okay. This is one key point, you need to squeeze your glutes. So I want to squeeze my glutes and want to keep my hips closed. So my lower back straight, like this. And as you can see, I can't reach with my head the wall because I have my hips closed. But I feel the stretch deeper here on my hip flexors, okay. So this is a strategy that you can use in whatever kind of stretch you do for your hip flexors. So another example, just to give you another point of view, okay. So you do rather than the quad on wall, which is this exercise here, you do the psoas on wall, which is kind of similar, okay, but maybe the trajectory of the exercise is a little different, okay. So you start from here, Same here, okay? You do a lunge here, and your aim here is to push your hips down, okay? So you do something like that. You go down here, okay? Now, what's the difference is if I do something like that, where I open my hips, okay? And something like that. Can you see the difference? Watch, here I have my hips opened, and now as soon as I close, watch what happens. What's the range of motion I lose? Because I'm stretching more the muscle here, so it will kind of decrease the range of motion I'm able to express, okay? So once again, I close and I try to go down with my hips closed, which is really different, as you can see here, okay? So, as you can see, I can use this strategy here in whatever kind of stretch I might be doing, okay? Now, there are some important key points you need to keep in your mind, okay? You should squeeze your glutes, because by doing that, you close your hips, okay? When you squeeze your glutes, almost automatically, you will also close your hips a little bit, okay? So it will help, okay? And also you want to do the movement. Now, to practice that movement, you can do something like that, okay? You just stay here, okay? And you practice this kind of movement here, okay? So from this position, you want to try to do this position here without moving your shoulders, your trunk, your legs. It's a movement that happens only in the hips, as you can see from this position and this position. As you can see, I'm opened here, and then I'm closed. As soon as I close, I squeeze my glutes, okay? Now, once you understand the activation of the exercise, then you can apply that to your stretches, to your hip flexors stretches, and that will surely help you find a deeper and more effective stretch, okay? So guys, that's all for this video. I really want to make sure that you got it correctly, okay? So if you got any questions, any doubts regarding this strategy, which you can apply, like I've shown you 2 exercises, okay? But in every exercise you do where you want to stretch your quads or your iliopsoas, try to do this strategy here to feel a deeper sensation of stretch, okay? I can guarantee you that you will feel a completely different stretch, okay, guys? So if you have any doubts or questions, write them down in the comments here below. And if you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button, okay? So that's all from the flexibility guy, Coach Elia. Have a nice stretch, use this strategy, and see you in the next video.